What's up, guys? Today I wanted to show you how to take this Logitech backlit keyboard up. Now, unlike the K740, this is the original one right here. And this, in spite of thinking it's a straightforward pull apart, it's not. Under here, there used to be a sticker here and here. So if you take all these screws out, which are all in order, and you got to keep them in order because they are different sizes, and take note where they belong. There's this row right here of screws. There's one here, one here, one here, and one here, and you got to pull the sticker off in order to get at them. I take it they don't want you taking it apart and fixing this, but after you do so, your keyboard is revealed. So inside here, this is the part with your keys. You're going to find the screw here and here. That has to be removed. Alright, so after you have those screws out, this just flips back. It's connected down here with a little wire. And what you're going to want to do is, just clean this off with some Windex or alcohol. And then here is your touch points when you push a key underneath. I don't know if the camera's picking. Yeah, you could see that it's picking up. That's gonna make contact from here onto this board here. So some numbers and letters aren't working on this, and I'm gonna try and clean it up, see if I can get it working again, because today's junk is just that, piece of junk. I did notice here, there's a screw here, and then there's a screw over here. So I'm also going to remove this part here too, because I'm sure there's some kind of debris in there. Also, there is a screw down here which grounds this board here, so you're going to want to take that one out too. So once you remove that screw, this plastic bezel around here separates all the parts, and you can get a better look at it for what it is. So this ribbon cable, it just pulls out of this slot here, and then you can separate this part here. Alright, so if you're wondering how these keys pop up like this, down here there's a little hinge, and over here it snaps into it. So if you take a screwdriver and you gotta apply a bit of force, you can hear that pop up, and if you pop one side off, there's two plastic pieces in here, and they mesh together, and probably dirt and debris. There's a little rubber under here. Alright, so just, the camera's picking this up, the way it's hinged on this side, it's hinged on that side too, and it takes a little force. You got to be careful so you don't break them little tabs. And the way this piece rides back and forth here is under this metal tab, and you got to kind of mess with it in order to get it over this tab here, and then it comes off like so. And then you have your little rubber piece right there. Actually, this rubber does not come off, because if you pull it, it's attached to the rest of the board here, and right here is just a little bit of like a rubber membrane. So yeah, you're not going to get under there to clean that, but there's nothing stopping you from cleaning this. And it looks to me like this is just adhered, this plastic film, to the board itself. Alright, so you could see this membrane hopefully over here, and just take a air hose and start blowing it in here. You'll see it puff up here. It's going to be loud, so. That'll get all the debris out from under here, and then you're just going to have to kind of work its way back down. If you take the air hose and it sits right back down. Alright, so once you got your keyboard cleaned up, I just used some Windex on a Scott towel, cleaned it all up, and then this part here, all I did was use a scrub brush, wet or dry, and just scrubbed it down. And then I cleaned the other side up too, got in all the nooks and crannies. You're going to want to get to the back part here where the glue was, and you're going to want to spray some Goo Gone. That's the easiest stuff to take this shit off, and make sure you clean this part out too. Alright, so all I did was I took some rubbing alcohol and wiped the underneath of the keyboard, this part down. Same thing on this part, just some rubbing alcohol. Alright, so to put this part back on, you put this screw there and there, and then your little board, it fits right in these slots here, and the board goes over this metal tab, which is your ground screw like I said, and then we'll reconnect the wire here to that, and we'll flip it back over. Another thing I did do was I wiped this all back down with alcohol after I put these screws in. Alright, so after we get the USB cord plugged back into the board, that follows up alongside, and it's outside the screws. The other thing worth noting is make sure your plastic bezel gets seated in the hole where this little nipple is, and then the cord up here, it just gets pushed in there, and then we'll place the back on. The back does have a channel for the USB cord to sit in on either side, so screw it back together and we'll see if it works. Alright, so actually there is some little channels here for this cable to go along, and it goes under this screw here, and then you push the little grommet into that retainer there. Alright, so right down here there's a little retainer space for this wire here, and then don't forget to put your screw in here and here for that board. Okay, so we got her back together. It turns on, so let's see if all the keys work. So that looks like it's fully functional to me. I know the Z and the 3 did not work before at all.